At a bustling train station, a beggar relied on the kindness of passengers, stretching out his hand each day in hopes of receiving spare change. One day, he spotted a tall, well-dressed man and thought, "This man must be wealthy. If I ask him, I might get a good amount." Approaching the man, the beggar extended his hand. The man looked at him and asked, "You always ask others, but have you ever given anything?" The beggar was taken aback. "I'm just a poor man. I have nothing to give. I can only ask." The man smiled and replied, "If you have nothing to give, then you have no right to expect anything in return. In life, we can only receive when we know how to give." With that, he boarded the train and left. The beggar was deeply affected by those words. He pondered, "Maybe I never receive much because I have never given anything. But what do I have to give?" For 2 days, he wrestled with this thought. Then, he noticed flowers growing near the station. An idea struck him: why not give flowers to those who give me money? Excited, he picked a few flowers the next morning and began his experiment. Every time someone gave him money, he handed them a flower with a sincere smile. At first, people were surprised, but then they smiled back. They appreciated the small gesture, and soon, more and more people gave him money. Realizing the power of giving, he continued picking flowers each morning. However, he soon faced a new problem. When he ran out of flowers, his earnings decreased. This made him realize that people weren't giving him money out of pity. They were exchanging value, a coin for a flower. One day, while on the train, he encountered the well-dressed man again. Excited, he approached him and said, "Today, I have something to give you. Give me a little money, and in return, I'll give you a flower." The man smiled, handed him money, and accepted the flower. He nodded approvingly, "Wonderful. You've finally become a businessman." Those words changed the beggar's perspective. He looked up at the sky and declared, "I am no longer a beggar. I am a businessman." 6 months later, at the same train station, 2 elegantly dressed men stepped off a train. One of them stopped, extended his hand, and asked the other, "Do you recognize me?" The second man frowned, trying to recall, but then shook his head. "I don't believe we've met before." The first man smiled. "We have met, not once, but twice. Don't you remember the beggar you spoke to?" The second man's eyes widened in shock. "It's you? I remember refusing to give you money the first time and buying a flower from you the second time. But today, you look completely different. What are you doing now?" With a confident smile, the first man straightened his suit. "Yes, I was once a beggar. But today, I am a successful entrepreneur. I'm on my way to another city to expand my flower business." Intrigued, the second man asked, "That's amazing. How did you change your life?" The businessman replied, "It all started with the lesson you taught me that day. You said we can only receive when we learn to give. At first, I didn't fully understand, but those words stayed with me. I realized that even as a beggar, I had something to offer. People didn't just give me money out of pity, they appreciated the exchange of value. I wasn't begging, I was selling flowers. With the money I earned, I bought more flowers, and step by step, I built my business." The second man smiled, nodding in approval. "That's incredible. You have truly understood the secret to success." The 2 men shook hands once again, then walked forward together. The lesson. This story teaches a profound truth: success is not determined by our circumstances but by how we perceive ourselves. If we see ourselves as small and powerless, we will remain so. But when we dare to change our mindset, take action, and offer value to others, the world responds with new opportunities. The beggar's journey, from poverty to entrepreneurship, proves that no dream is too big, and no situation is hopeless. The only real limitation is our own mindset.